Hey there, welcome back to Chico Clean. Today we're just going to do a quick little job here. In reality, this took me about 20 to 30 minutes, but the video is nice and short because we sped everything up. But this is just one section of a larger bathroom cleanup that we were doing. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of equipment yet, so it's kind of hard to film the entirety of a cleanup. So for now, I'm just doing these little focus jobs on one thing at a time, like the bathtub and the spot clean. But I got some comments when I put this up originally asking why we even clean these things because it's meant to take crud and dirt and stuff out of the air, and since it's an exhaust, why bother? And the truth is, yeah, it's an exhaust, but that fan back there builds up dust just like anything else does, especially when it's sucking out, and that's why it gets so loud. When you first install those fans, they're noisy. Everybody uses them to cover up the unsightly noises of the bathroom, but after a while of staying dirty and not being cleaned and building up dust in those vents, it gets really loud, and a lot of people don't want that. Also, that after a while starts dragging a little bit more and pulling more energy and stuff. So there's a lot of reasons, but on top of that, they do smell and they do contribute to the smell of the house. But these vents are mandatory in U.S. homes without in the bathroom without a window, because the point of them is that they want to get all the mold and mildew or spores and stuff, mainly anything moisture bound in the air, out, because otherwise you have those horrible buildups. It seems like this one had been cleaned probably, I don't know, half a year ago or something like that. So it's not like this is dire, but this is just something I like to do. It's satisfying for me, so I put the video up. Why not? When I first started cleaning this thing, I was just like, probably just dust it, but it was caked. Everything on there was completely caked in. So I had to go a little bit of a soak here for like 5 minutes in the warm water, and then good rub down with the rag, just to break up any large things, make it easier to see what details need to be gone over. And then, of course, I get in there with the toothbrush. This is one of those, things that would be more satisfying if it was held still. And I really wanted to keep it held up to the camera, but it was just jiggling too much, so I had to just pin it in the bottom. And it's a lot easier to do the cleaning like this. A lot of these vents are made out of the old kind of like plastic that you see for old computers and stuff. And if you've got people smoking in there, or if you've got just long periods of time, different types of lights or whatever, they do get yellow. This one has gotten really yellow around the edges, and you can't really see it that much on camera. But I just knew that one side was going to look white and the other side was going to look all yellowy, and that was not what I wanted to accomplish. So I kept trying to scrub and use different surface scrubbers. Right now I'm using just a standard, brush, but here I think I'm going to switch over here in a second to the back to the toothbrush. But at one point I go over to the magic eraser. And those things are amazing. It's basically like a sponge block of safe sandpaper for cleaning. I've had so many instances where I was ready to give up on a stain and it just came through. So here what I'm doing is just, putting a tray together for the peroxide. I'm just using basic 3%, nothing fancy like 12%. And this is the retro bright method, or whatever you've seen. I have another channel that I've done this with retro gaming consoles and stuff to clean them up. But yeah, you just put peroxide in the item inside peroxide, or use a toothpaste to suspend it onto the item instead of submersing it. And then you can use the UV light to wear away the yellowing. It seems like I'm just being impatient here, but there's time in between each one of these movements, about 5 to 10 minutes. If I really wanted this thing to be, pure white eggshell or whatever, I would have left it in there all day. But I didn't really want that. I just wanted to try to get out those yellowing stains. Those those little poles, so these little clips that hold the vent on, were actually really difficult to get off because they were all gunked up. So I'm cleaning those up real quick before I reattach them. Now it's time. This is when I bust out the magic eraser and just after seeing that it was kind of futile even with whatever toothbrush after the peroxide soak to get any of the hard yellowing off. I decided to go magic eraser on it, and sure enough, magic eraser did the trick. I've used magic eraser on a lot of projects. It's a really good product for removing fine dusting and even fine sanding in some situations. I'll tell you a little tip here. If you get something really gross on your hands that gets in between the grit of your fingertips or the lines of your fingerprint, it can be really hard to get it off. Like I had some sort of a paint on me the other day that was like that, and the magic eraser will remove that from your hands. It's amazing for cleaning hands too. So I don't work for them. Buy the generic ones, but yeah, they're a great product. Yeah, I mean, if you're sitting there on the toilet, this is much more satisfying to look at than the dirty version. Well, that's the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.